sugar in the snow, candy cane and mistletoe. Can I just get an espresso? Back to the heat in mid-July, I was driving outside to that cold. Everybody was asking why it ain't Christmas time, but when it hits you, well, you know. Then December rolled around, the snow was falling down. Everything decked in red and green. Then Santa decided to give me a ring. ingredients, hot cocoa drinks, the world's like the icy, but who gives a bleep? And then December rolled around, the snow was falling down. Everything decked out in red and green. Then Santa decided to give me a ring. Okay, Boomer. And he said, you've been good, but I won't lie. The fire of Christmas spirit has died. Grab your friends and sing this song. It goes like this and it won't take long. No need to overthink it. Open up your heart, sing it. Open up your heart. Go out, sing it. Listen, I know we all like being on our phones all the time, but I think we need a reality check. And some of us definitely need to check our screen time. I have no room to talk, but can we go back to the old days and actually enjoy the holidays? Christmas. It's what I'm starting to hear. The whispers reaching my ears of warm intentions. Oh, Christmas. We'll burn the coziest fire while wrapping love that's disguised as pretty presents. Everyone I know deserves a little bit of love. Every face I've seen through the year. Now's the time to see the good and try to rise above petty things that compromise our cheer. Oh, Christmas. The ground is fashionably green, but I imagine a scene with snowy sleigh rides. Oh, Christmas, let's take our kindness inside and test it out for a ride and love each other. Everyone out there deserves a little bit of love, even when it's not always clear. Now's the time to see the good and try to rise above petty things that compromise our cheer. Oh, Christmas, we'll take that plain old green tree, color it beautifully like a makeover. Oh, Christmas, the word that's out on the street is that the season's complete when hearts are open. Everyone out there deserves a little bit of love, tenderness and smiles so sincere. Now's the time to reach out and to brighten someone's day. The magic of the holidays is here.